Alright, we'll get started. So this part of your test review is the Gaussian elimination. So we're going to start with letter A, number 5A. So I have my matrix here, 2, 1, negative 3, 3, negative 1, negative 2. This is a two row by 3 column matrix. And so for this one, my goal is to get this number right here, guys, to be 0. So how I'm going to do this one is I'm going to multiply this second row, so row number 2, by negative 2, and then add it to row 1, and then replace row 2. So this row is what I want to change, so I'm going to rewrite row 1, because I want that guy to stay the same. And then I'm going to multiply row 2 by negative 2, right? So negative 2 times 1 plus 2 will give me 0. So this is 0. And then do the same thing for this guy. So negative 2 times the number in row 2, which is 3, plus row 1, which is negative 3, equals, this is negative 6 minus 3. So you get negative 9. And then I got to do it to this last number right here. So negative 2 times row 2, which is negative 2, plus row 1, which is negative 1. This gives me positive 4 minus 1, so you get positive 3. Alright, so now that I have this guy as 0, I can easily solve for my y variable and then work backwards to find my x variable. So this is the same thing as 2x minus 3y equals negative 1. So negative 9y equals 3. So I'm going to solve this guy right here. Divide by negative 9. So your y equals negative 1/3. And then now I'm going to substitute this back into y to find x. So this is one of my answers. Let me box it in so I don't lose it in my work. And then I'm going to plug this back in. So 2x minus 3 times y equals negative 1. So reducing it, I get 2x, negative times negative is a positive. These 3's cancel out, so you get 1. And then it equals negative 1. Subtract 1 on both sides, so 2x equals negative 2. Divide by 2. So x equals negative 1. So my answer in this case is going to be negative 1 comma negative 1/3. Alright, we're going to do get another sheet of paper. So the second problem, so part B. Alright, so rewrite my matrix. So I have 1, 1, 1, 1, negative 2, 2, 1, 2, negative 1, 0, 4, 2. So here's my matrix. Alright, so my goal to solve is I want to get these 3 numbers, guys, as zeros. And the order I'm going to do that is I want to make this one a 0, then this number, then this number. So that's the order I'm working in. My goal, trying to get them a 0. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to subtract these 2 rows. Would you all agree that if I subtract this number minus this number, I will get 0? So my first step is I'm going to take row 1 minus row 2, and I'm going to replace it in row 2. So I'm going to rewrite my matrix. So first write what's going to stay. So my first row is going to stay, and my third row is going to stay. Now do what my equation says. Row 1, so I have 1 minus 1 gives me 0. 1, be careful with your signs. 1 minus negative 2 gives me 1 plus 2, so that's 3. 1 minus 2 gives me negative 1. And 0 minus 4 gives me negative 4. Alright, so I got this one done. This one's checked off. Now I need to make this guy a 0. So what I'm going to do is do the exact same thing. Do row 1, but instead of subtracting row 2, I'm now going to subtract row 3 to get row 3 into a 0. So this is my first equation. So now I'm going to do row 1 again, but subtract row 3, and then I'm going to rewrite it in row 3. Alright, so rewrite my matrix. Skim this up just a little bit. Rewrite what's going to stay the same. So row 3 is what we want to change. So I'm going to rewrite row 1